don't think it's really set in yet how good this has been going. She's down right here, guys. Hey, what's going on, guys? As I'm going through my day and I'm about to start editing the video of my second doe harvest, I realized I didn't do an intro to the video, so we'll do it now. I hunted last Friday morning, and what you're about to see is just the moments leading up to the harvest, and then dragging it out. And just like last time, got a bunch of meat here. Gonna process it. I think Italian sausage is what this one's gonna turn into, and yeah, hope you enjoy the episode. Do I say episode? Show? The video. Hope you enjoy the video, guys. Thanks. Starting to move now. It's doe number 2. See if she gets into range out of that thick stuff. As you can see, the deer activity was really good this morning, and I just was able to harvest another doe for the freezer off of this little food plot that's not doing much of anything. I don't think it's really set in yet how good this has been going. That's awesome. Man, that's awesome. That's great. Let me turn the camera around and kind of show you what just happened. So the first deer came kind of that same trail that I've seen them use on opening day. I don't like that shot because you can see past is just a deep valley, and that bolt's gonna go flying straight down there. Not my cup of tea. And then the second doe started working from my west, eased towards the plot a little bit, and then kind of snaked back, and then came right in this main trail right here where the fence is down. and came into the plot. I'm just starting to shake now. Oh wow, that's awesome. Anyway, came in, hit the trophy rock, and at that point the both does were there, one on the trophy rock and one back on that trail. And the one on the trail had me pegged, that's not a word, pegged? Yeah, she had me pegged, man. So I shot the closer one, nice young doe, and she ran off, and she's piled up just over there, guys. So we'll go check the arrow, and we'll go get the deer. Just got down out of the tree. I'm just carrying my stuff to the plot real quick. Walking in the same trail that doe just did. So let's see if we can find the bolt, which I'm never good at. Surely it's gonna be right here. We'll see. Oh, I see it. All right, covered in blood. Buried in the dirt. Just like last time. That annihilator head looks awesome. We just have to take the dirt off, but good looking arrow. And we'll just follow up that trail there. I know she's not far. All right, we're gonna track a little bit. I know where she's at. Got the TenPoint, just in case. It's not loaded, but once I get eyes on the doe, I got my binos, so we'll make sure she's down. And start the process of getting it cut up. Fill in that freezer, baby. She's down right here, guys. Another good looking doe. You can see the plot back there. She didn't go more than about 30-35 yards. Let's get her out of here. Just to look at the exit wound real quick. Right through the shoulder. And there's the entrance there, so I mean that setup here is pretty dang gum lethal with that 10-point crossbow and annihilator broadheads, but I got no complaints. Well, guys, another awesome day on the farm. I knew that the deer were going to be moving here kind of later in the morning. At least that's what the trail camera was showing me. So I wasn't expecting them to come in until about 8:30. And you know, the first doe came in probably about 7:30. So I'm glad I was here. I'm glad I was in the woods this morning. Not a particularly large doe, but fresh venison all the same. I'm getting to be a big fan of this setup because there's really no tracking required so far. I've been able to make some good shots and some ethical shots. I've passed a few. The doe that was with her was much larger, but she was kind of silhouetted on a ridge line, and I'm not going to take that shot, even though I know that's all my land down there, and it's just something I'm not going to do. So anyway, at least I'm going downhill on the way out of here because my shoulder doesn't work so good, hence the crossbow. So I'm gonna gut her up here and then get down to the car. We'll see you in a little bit. I'm not sure what that was. Weird sounding squirrel.
And back up on the ridge to drag the dough down. I've decided, mainly because I left my knives in my little fanny pack. So that kind of decided it for me. I'm just gonna go ahead and gut her at the house, hanging up. It's cleaner, and it's my only option because I'm not going back down without the deer. So, time to get dragging. Work this ridge about 200 meters or so, and then head north, down a good stretch, and my car's down there. So what I'm doing here, besides choking myself, is dragging connected to my harness. Bring this down a little bit because that doesn't suck on my shoulder as much. So we'll see if this works. There's a log there though. Hey, let's see what we got. Oh, all right. Yeah, this is gonna work great for now, until it doesn't. All right, I'm putting the phone up. I can see my car, which is awesome. Then the next always fun part is getting the car ready to load the dough. Got to move all the kids' seats and things like that. The tarp kind of worked last time, but in a different way of saying it didn't work. So I'm gonna probably, oh, come on now. I'm gonna double it up this time. And squirrel nest? Anyway, I'm gonna double it up and hope to keep the car clean. Get this thing off. Ooh, it's all hiked up in the back. Keep that PG. All right. I gotta stop doing the thumbs up thing. It's super corny. Anyway. Deer is back here at the car. At this point, like I said earlier, I'm just gonna gut her back up at the house. It's a 8-minute drive, so I'm gonna have to rig up the rack jack a little bit in the backyard. I think I have an idea of how to make it work, and we'll get this going. Just kind of stalling at this point. All right. Missed my truck, but this works just fine, I think. I'm slipping. That's not gonna work. That worked. And I did the thumbs up thing again. Whatever. Maybe I'll do like finger guns. Dough number 2 in the Highlander. Same as last time, except it's a little lighter. Get the target in and head to the house. Heck yeah. So, I was talking to a buddy just now, Mr. Josh, and letting him know about the harvest, and just really amazed how many doe are on the farm right now. I'll add some pictures. So I walked up to the stand this morning and I checked the camera, and I mentioned earlier that there was a lot of deer movement, but I think to kind of show what I'm talking about, I'll add a couple pictures to show like the numbers, and that's just what's in front of the camera. The one doe today
that I saw was walking on a trail behind the camera, so that, I know it's common sense, but I think often it gets lost. You know, cameras do a lot of work in the woods, but it doesn't, hang on a second. But just because you see or don't see deer on a camera doesn't mean that that's all that's happening. Nothing replaces, in my opinion, you know, time in the woods. So anyway, there's a couple pictures of a little 7-point hanging out with a bunch of does, probably a button buck in there or two, but there's just a lot of deer, slick heads as I like to call them, in the area, and I've seen them with my own eyes. I've seen them on camera. So anyway, 2 doe for the freezer is definitely a good way to start the season. And by no means am I like only targeting does. I'm not gonna pass up an opportunity when the price of meat is what it is. You know, the hobby is becoming more of like a requirement, in my opinion. So anyway, heading back to the house. We'll work on getting the meat off of the bone and getting it packed